What is EFT tapping? It is a question I received recently and wanted to come here and address it because I think it really speaks to the curiosity so many of you have expressed in what I've been sharing recently with my movement practices and different energetic practices that I've been using for myself for the past 5 years and have been working on with clients as well. So EFT stands for the Emotional Freedom Technique. And if you've ever had acupuncture or acupressure and they put either needles or they apply pressure to certain points, it works the same way. So we're actually using the meridians of the body that were created or were identified thousands of years ago in the world of Chinese medicine to help clear up the energetic blockages that may be occurring. So if you think of your meridians as freeways, sometimes there can be a traffic jam in a certain spot. And once you alleviate the traffic, the cars can flow more freely. So the energy works just like that in your body. So the way that we do that is being able to tap on certain points of the body that are helping us to express energy, because basically every experience we're having, whether it is pain, whether it's a frustration, whether it's a challenge, there is some emotional basis to it. And as a society, by and large, we have not learned to identify our emotions and express them. We have learned rather to suppress them. So when we do practices like EFT, it's beautiful because the realization I had this morning is that when we do practices like this, we are taking responsibility, and number one, we are naming the experience, we are naming the pain, we are naming the fear. And when we name it, we can process it. And this is the piece that is missing from so many different ways of working, that, talking things out, while that may be helpful in a lot of circumstances, sometimes you need a little bit more oomph in how you process things. And EFT, and the way that I do it in particular, when we move our body and then we tap on these acupressure, the meridian points, to release these energies by really getting clear about what we're seeing, it changes the game. So imagine it like this. If you are a parent and you have ever had kids that were, when they were young, and it looks like you walked into a minefield in their bedrooms because there are toys everywhere, there are clothes everywhere, and it's just a mess. And you know that if you have to go in there in the middle of the night with the lights off, there's a risk of falling or getting tripped up on something that exists on the floor. There's minefields on the floor that are toys, especially those pokey ones like Legos or, old school Tinker toys or something, kind of pokey. They don't really feel great in the middle of the night when you're going to try to help your child. So rather than walking in that minefield of stuff or obstacles, or in this case, emotions, we are simply going to flip the light on and look at what is there. We can then pick up one of the things, one of the challenges, one of these emotions, and look at it and name it. We're not naming it to cause more of it to happen in our lives. We are simply naming it so that we can process it, because it is in the processing of the emotions that we can release them from our body. Because when we have unprocessed emotions, I don't know if you know this or not, it actually gets stored in our bodies. Your body never forgets. Any sorts of things you've experienced, especially things that have caused you to doubt your lovability or your worthiness or your enoughness or your place in the world, anything that has caused you to doubt any of those things, and we don't express it, gets stored in the body. And that can manifest in things like aches and pains and real world symptoms that these days we go to a doctor's office and we explain to them what we're experiencing, and they give us a pill, generally speaking. They're not prescribing things like going for a walk. They're not prescribing things like going out in the sunshine. They're not prescribing things like do something every day that brings you joy. It's simply, okay, I see you as this segmented thing, and I'm going to give you this bottle to address one of those things. And then when you address that thing, it often causes a chain reaction of negative consequences in your body. That medicine you may be taking for something like arthritis could be causing a lot of GI distress. And when your GI system is distressed, it wreaks a lot of havoc on the rest of your body. You're not able to enjoy your meals as you have in the past. You may not be able to tolerate things as well as you used to. So doing things like EFT and the energy work that I do, particularly when we move our body in my world, that's a big core premise in that everything that we do here is about being in the body, getting present. And that's exactly what EFT does. It allows you to get present in the moment. It allows you to see what is, and it allows you to process what is. And when you process what is, you get to release the stress of that thing. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, my friend. Okay, with all that being said, here's what I have for you. You can go to my blog post. I will link up the blog so that you can go DIY the experience yourself. And then you can understand what all the points are, practice it on yourself, and you can DIY it. The second opportunity I have for you is to be in a room with me, one-on-one, whether that is in person or whether that is virtual, because I know that in my world, I serve a global audience. So sometimes we're not able to fly a whole day away to go have a session, and it makes more sense for us to do it virtually. And even with those people who are local to me, creating something in a virtual container is so magical because you imbue your own space with the shifts that you make internally that are then sensed externally out in the world. Okay, my friend, I'll see you over either on the blog or on my calendar in an experience with me. Cheers.